What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Evan, and you know Mo's up to no good. So I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a quick update before we get into the video, which is gonna be quite a bit difficult for me. I don't normally do these type of videos, and nor do I want to speak about it, but I figured I'd let you guys know what's going on. Before we get into that, the 300 CS RT8 is running well. I do have it right here behind me. There will be, I believe, 1 or 2 more videos on the 300 CS RT8 where I fix up the head gasket, get it back up and running. And I also have a couple of more videos on the Jeep SRT8 as well. Right now, this car is just sitting on a battery charger. I like to charge the batteries every couple of months to make sure they're running at tip-top shape. For those who are asking what kind of charger I use a C-Tech charger. So the car right now is running well. Jeep SRT8 is running well. So let me bring the camera in closer to that side, and you guys will figure out what's going on. All right, you guys, so we got 2 vehicles. Both of these cars are very special, but primarily we're gonna be focusing the one on the left, this one here underneath the gray cover. Pretty much this is a very special car, very rare build, and it's very difficult to find a car like this. But before we get into that, I just want to bring to your attention something else. Pretty much, for those who do not know, I'm pretty sure many of you do not know, my father passed away June 16 while vacationing for about a month or so in Cedars, Greece, which is a small island right off of Athens, about 15-20 minutes by plane. He was there that day, or that day it happened. He was down at the boatyard helping a couple of guys put a boat in the water. You know, I'm not sure what kind of boat it was or how big it was, but a couple of hours later, when he returned back to the house where his mother was staying, his mother asked him, "Do you want to eat something?" He said, "No." "Do you want something to drink?" He said, "No." "I'm not feeling well." That's what he responded. So he went into his room to take a nap. After a couple of hours later, his mother comes into the room, and she sees my dad's left hand hanging off of the side of the bed, which was black and blue, and his legs were also hanging off of the edge of the bed, meaning his head was leaning towards the headrest and his legs were hanging off of the end of the bed. And pretty much, I guess, passed away in his sleep. From what we know, it was either an aneurysm or some sort of blood clot. I'm not sure if maybe he had a heart attack or a stroke or something along those lines. There on the island is very difficult to have an autopsy. The island is very small, so a lot of the amenities that we have here in the United States they do not have there, and it's not readily accessible for them to do on such a quick notice. So I had to fly to Greece. I had to see my father the way he was, and we had to bury him. It was a whole ordeal, stuff that I cannot say on camera, just due to the nature and the condition around it. Just a lot of sensitive information, but I lost my father. I'm deeply saddened for what happened and for everything that transpired. I'm at loss for words. I love my father. My father loved us all. He loved my mother, my brothers, and I. He had faith in us regardless of what it was that we were doing in life. He knew very much deep down inside that we would excel and that whatever we put our minds to, we would do well. He really loved us. He was a caring man. He was a good man. Hopefully his soul has gone to heaven. Rest in peace to my dad. He was an amazing man. I miss him and I love him. It's just unfortunate that we don't have him here with us, and I don't have him here next to me, and it's just a tough one. And yeah, guys, I just don't know what to say. There's stuff like this very hard for me to explain on camera. I really love my dad. He was the best man. He taught me everything I knew about cars. He was a great mentor to me, a great father, and really spoke to me about things that men should really know about when they're growing up and what they need to do to live a good and successful life. But anyways, you guys, enough of me on that part. So pretty much, let me explain to you guys what's going on with this vehicle that we have behind me here. So I'm gonna give you guys like a little story or a little background history on this vehicle. So this vehicle is a one of one. During the early months of this car being built, there was two of two. So meaning there was one car like this here in the United States, and there was another vehicle in London. So this project took about a couple of months. Group of master technicians, mechanics, got together to put together their knowledge, their expertise, and their hands-on ability to put this car together. So for a couple of months, this car was basically under project, and it was being put together. The car in London at the time did not successfully complete. It ran into some issues. I'm not sure if it was because there was a limit on the budget, or they had surpassed the budget, or they were having trouble sourcing parts to put it together. But the car in London did not complete, so ended up being this car ended up completing. And after a couple of months, the car was pretty much ready to go, was dialed in. And so that's like the little background history on it. This car was finalized and looked over by a master technician who used to work at Ford at the time. So he was a very smart, very knowledgeable man. He put this car together alongside other technicians. So this car is a very special car. It's going to be very difficult for someone now in 2024 to try to replicate this build. Back when it was being put together, it was a lot less money as opposed to now. As the years go on, inflation and everything rises up in cost. So if you try to put this car together, you're going to have difficulty finding the parts. You have to know exactly what you're doing, and you need to have a big budget, because in today's standard, it's just going to be very expensive, especially back then. Let's say this car costs $50,000 to complete. Now it's going to cost you about $100,000, maybe a little bit more. I'm just giving you guys a general number. That's just for example. I don't know exactly, like the exact numbers to how much this car has in it, but I have a general idea. But that was just to give you guys an example. So yes, it's going to be very difficult to try to replicate this build and try to put everything together. You got to know exactly what you're doing. It's not an easy process, and many of you may think, oh yeah, I'm just going to go and try to copy. You just can't. It's just very difficult. But so with that being said, yes, this car is a one of one. It's a very special car, very special build. And I do not believe anybody has a car like this. You guys will see it once I pull the cover off. It is a brand or car brand that is pretty much known to everybody. This is not a car that was, when I say one of one, I'm not referring to a car that you guys have never seen before, that does not exist in the world, like, that somebody just put together and put and named it, whatever. We'll just say Koenigsegg or whatever. This is a car brand that you guys are pretty much familiar. It's just that what is done to it that is very special. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna bring the camera in closer and give you guys a better idea. What's going on, you guys? So as you guys can tell, I pulled the cover back, and this is, yes, a Jaguar. I'm sure you guys can tell it's a Jaguar. You have the Jaguar leaper in the front that shows it's obviously a Jaguar, but this is a very special Jaguar. This is a heavily modified Jaguar. This is my father's Jaguar. This is an 800 horsepower fully built motor, fully built transmission, fully built rear end, full exhaust system. It's got a ton of goodies on it. So yeah, this is not your ordinary stock 400 horsepower from the factory Jaguar XJR. This is a heavily modified Jaguar. That's why this is a very special car. This is only one of one. There's no other car like this in the world. It's very difficult, like I said, to try to replicate this type of build, or even put the parts together to even build one like this. It's very difficult. Like I said, this is a one of one. This was originally, as the head mechanic who put this together with the other engineers and mechanics, this was a prototype build. So this is a one of one. This is a heavily modified car. This can be taken to the street. It can be taken to the track. It can be taken to any course or any street. This car is very reliable, very low miles, but it is a heavily modified Jaguar. All right, you guys, as you guys can tell, the car is heavily modified. I don't know if you guys can tell, but there is a bigger intercooler behind that grille. Looks very sinister. This car sits very low to the ground. It is lowered, but yes, it does have the bigger intercooler. Let's go to the engine compartment and you guys will be able to see. This is how the actual motor looks like. It's a, like I said, you guys, I don't know much of the details. I know just enough. My father knew the details pretty much off the top of his head, but yeah, it's got a bigger Kenny Bell supercharger on it. This is not the stock Eaton supercharger, and you guys can tell that it has a different snout there. So this is a Kenny Bell, I believe either a 2.2 or 2.4 twin screw Kenny Bell supercharger. It's got custom powder coating done to it, green. It also has the logo, the Jaguar logo right there. So yes, you know, obviously silver. It's got the Gates racing belt. It's got a bigger crank pulley down there. I'm not sure if you guys can see. It's got a bigger crank pulley down there. You know, I don't know about the supercharger pulley size, but it must be a small supercharger pulley on there. But pretty much got a custom intake system. It does have some custom valve covers. The only thing that this car will need, if somebody were to buy it, is you can add maybe an additional 40 horsepower or so with a set of long tube headers. At the time, the engineer of the car did not have the ability to put long tube headers. He was looking for long tube headers. He could have had them custom made, but they were kind of expensive at the time, so I guess maybe he did not want to. So yeah, stock manifolds, but it does have downpipes. I'm not sure if you guys can see, but it does have no cats, complete downpipes into a big exhaust system. It has a, I believe, X pipe and a MagnaFlow muffler into another set of mufflers towards the rear section of the vehicle, towards the back where the trunk is. So it's got downpipes, no cats, meaning it's got no catalytic converter, so it's a straight pipe down into an X pipe, into MagnaFlow center muffler, and then it goes over the rear axle into two rear mufflers located in the back where the tips are. So yes, it's got a full exhaust system, but it could use a set of long tube headers. You can probably get these custom made, or you know, put them together through a custom exhaust shop who could probably fabricate. It will run you a little bit on the expensive side, but it is possible to be done. I had done them a long time ago on my green Jaguar. So yes, you could put a set of headers on this car and it will give you a close to about 30 to 40 real world horsepower. So it is well worth it. We just never did. We just never got to the point where we wanted to put long tube headers on it, or my father didn't want to put long tube headers on it. But yes, it has, you know, like I said, it's a bigger twin screw supercharger from Kenny Bell. It's got bigger camshafts, poured and polished heads, fully built block underneath. It's got, I believe the connecting rods come from the factory forged. It's got forged pistons, you know, you name it. It's got a ton of stuff. Like I said, I don't remember exactly all the details, but it does make 800 crank, or close to 800 crank, and 7-something rear wheel. It does have a line here for the nitrous, so this car is equipped with nitrous. So it's pretty much very clean inside. You guys can tell it's got some custom silver covers there. It's the original one, just powder coated silver. Yeah, it's got a 160 thermostat in it. It's got a bigger Bosch high flow intercooler pump down there. Yeah, this is a very special build, you guys. You're not going to be able to find a car like this. It's got a lot of money dumped into it. You know, it was done right. You can tell. Look at all the fittings, you see. Very clean build. Let's go into the driver's seat real quick. All right, you guys, before we go in the car, let me show you the rims. These are Forge line rims. These are very expensive rims. They're probably around, maybe right now, maybe they're close to about $4 grand a piece, just for one rim, or one wheel as they say. But at the time, these probably were kind of expensive. Now they're probably a lot more expensive than what they used to be. But these are Forge line rims. There's I believe a two-piece. It's got the rivets there, so yeah, it comes apart. Chrome polished lip, black center color, Forge line, and it does have bigger brakes. So the car originally, I believe these cars originally come with a 2-piston setup in the front. This is a 6-piston Brembo brake with stainless steel brake lines, and the car is lowered. As you guys can tell, the car is lowered, but it does not rub. The inner fender the inner fenders were, I believe, rolled here in the front. In the back, they cut the lip, but they made sure they didn't destroy the actual fender. So the inside lip is cut on the rears so that the car does not rub. And when you turn the car from left to right, the wheels, they do not rub up against here. So this fender is rolled, so you have nothing to worry about it. But yes, it has very expensive aftermarket forged line rims. It's got bigger Michelin tires. These are brand new tires. My dad had put them on probably maybe a year or so ago, and they still have a lot of tread on them. These are Michelin 250 535 R19. There's a lot of tread right here, you guys, a lot of tread. Let me move the camera back so you guys can see. Yes, there's a lot of tread. These are the Michelin. Let me see which ones they are. It's got to be this Sport Super Sports. I don't know which ones are these. It's got to be the Michelin Super Sports all season tire. Yeah, so there are the Michelin all season tire. Yeah, they were expensive. They were over $1,000, these tires alone. So yeah, very expensive tires on it. But let's move inside, and then you guys can get an idea. I just moved the cover back so we don't not destroy it, but we don't get dirt on the inside. It has carbon fiber mirror covers. Don't mind my hand. And then if we go inside, black interior. And for those who want to know about this, actually, hold on. All right, you guys, so we're inside the car right now, and as you guys can tell, we have here a vent that is missing. This is the section where the nitrous system is. This is where you arm and disarm the system. So you can activate the nitrous and you can play with this stuff. I've never played with it. My father's never played with it. We've never filled the bottle up, but it is here for those who want to, mess with it, or whoever, buys the vehicle can mess with it. It's there for you. It has functionality. 37,000 miles. It does have no governor on it. It's not limited. You can go 170. You can go to 200 if you want, but I would not advise anybody to do 200 on the highway. If we move here, we do have fuel pressure. So this right gauge is fuel pressure. So I keep saying the manufacturer, but the master technician had put the fuel pressure gauge here to make sure you have adequate fuel pressure. Very important, you know how much fuel pressure you have, just in case the car leans out, you don't blow the motor. And you have boost here. This does go up to about 25 psi, so it is making 25 psi of boost. You do have here an air fuel ratio gauge, which is also part of the inside of the wires come out of the inside of the center console. And yes, this button here is to hit the nitrous. So once you arm the system from here, you guys, and when you're ready, you just hit that button here, boom, and the car is going to give you whatever horsepower it is set by the nitrous system. So I believe the car in the back has about 75 horsepower jet, or the jets are set for 75 horsepower. I believe you can up the jet sizes and you can get 100 horsepower. Or if it's 50 horsepower from the jetting, you can up it to 75 or 100 or 150 or whatever the case is. You can adjust the jets. We've never played with it, but I remember my dad telling me that if you increase the size on the jets, you can get more horsepower for the nitrous system. So I'm not sure what it's set to right now. I believe it's set at 75. So once you hit this button and you arm it and you hit this one, it should give you another additional 75 horsepower, maybe 100. I'm not really sure, you guys. Like I said, my father's not with me at the time, or he's not with us, or not with me here at the moment. And yeah, so very clean interior, black on black. Let me turn this around. Yes, very clean. Seats are all in good condition and whatnot. So let's move out, and then you guys can see. Let me just lift the cover in the back, and then you guys can see it does have the nitrous is in the back of the car. Let me just roll this up, you guys. Sorry, I don't want the car cover to go down on the ground and get dirty, and then I drag dirt on top of it. So let me open the trunk, and as you guys can tell, the nitrous system is here. It will come with all this stuff if you guys want it. It's all included there. It is on a battery maintainer. It does have an aftermarket subwoofer. I believe this is a 10-inch. I installed this myself. It wasn't hard. And that does come with a car cover if you guys are interested. It has a CD player there. It's got this is the old MagnaFlow muffler that my dad put on it, but it's not really the correct one, so he had another one installed. That was the wrong size, I believe, but you guys can have it anyways if you want it. Like I said, everything in the trunk will come with the car. I'm not really holding stuff out of it, so yeah, he installed the correct MagnaFlow muffler, and it does sound really good. I'll just close the box, you guys. So yeah, once we close this, move it to the side. Like I said, the nitrous system works. There's a gauge right here. It's got fluid in it. I'm not sure if you guys can see. Yeah, so it is. Yeah, so you got a big nitrous bottle here. All this stuff will come. The battery maintainer will come with it. MagnaFlow, if you guys need it for your car, whatever, you can have it as a spare for this one. Car cover, everything you see is going to come with it. Like I said, very low miles. It does have MagnaFlow performance tips. All right, you guys, so you guys can tell it's got a MagnaFlow muffler here and another one over there as well. So, like I said, you guys, it's a very clean car. You're definitely going to miss it. But like I said, what this car would need, not really need, but what you could do just to add more power is add a set of long tube headers. It has no cats on it, so it's just a straight down pipe into X pipe into a center muffler, which is located somewhere right here, and then it goes over the rear axle. You normally over this section of the Jaguars you have a set of mufflers. They're not here anymore. It goes into the rear of the vehicle over the rear axle, and then you have the mufflers here. So yes, the car is quiet. It does not drone on the highway, does not make a lot of noise. It is loud, but it is manageable, and you're not gonna have any issues. Let me go underneath and see if I could show you the car. Let's go down like this, you guys, and see if you guys can see it. All right, you guys, I don't know if you guys can tell, but we got a nice muffler right there. The X pipe is right there, and then it goes into the down pipe. Yeah, it's kind of low, so you guys won't be able to really tell, but MagnaFlow muffler is there. Let me see if I can bring the light in. Oh, there we go, much better. Oh, there we go, you guys. Okay, so MagnaFlow muffler there, X pipe here. All this was just recently done. My dad redid the exhaust system because the exhaust system was hanging kind of low, and it was scraping when he was bringing the car out of the other garage where he kept it. But we got an X pipe there, MagnaFlow muffler there, and then it goes into the rear axles over there. The car doesn't have rust, so you guys don't worry about that. It's always kept in the garage. You guys can tell the tires are in good shape as well, but it does go, like I said, it does go over this into a set of mufflers right there, you guys. MagnaFlow mufflers. So yes, the car is very well manageable in terms of sound. It's not full of drone. It doesn't have any drone. My dad did a good setup on the exhaust system. He redid it because it was, like I said, hanging kind of low. But you guys, very, very, very special car, very rare car. You're not gonna find a car like this. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff that's done to it that I do not know. Obviously, you know, my father's not here with me at the moment, so I do not know, you know, the entire details, but I know just enough when he told me when he was alive that this is a fully built block, fully built motor, fully built transmission, fully built rear end. The car does make a lot of power. It does have tinted windows for you guys who love driving around with tinted windows, carbon fiber, expensive wheels all around. The back ones are, let me show you guys the back tire size. It's got a 275/35 R19. So this is a Michelin all-season high-performance tire. I do not know which Michelin it is. I think it's the Super Sports. So yeah, Super Sports. Very expensive car, you guys. Very rare build. I'm gonna go ahead and put the camera on the tripod, start it up so you guys can hear it, maybe give you guys a couple of revs. All right, you guys, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna fire it up. I just want to leave the camera here so you guys can see that the car doesn't smoke up or have like a blown head gasket or anything like that, because I'm sure somebody's gonna be like, oh, the car's messed up for you to be selling it. No, I'm selling it because my father's not here with me anymore, and I have so many cars. I'm not really gonna be driving this car. You know, I want to free up some space in the garage and free up some space in the yard, and I'm sure somebody who's into Jaguars as I am will probably enjoy it just as much as my father did. So I'd rather give it to somebody who's gonna enjoy it, have fun with it. Like I said, cars come and go. Right now I'm in a position where I do not really need this car. Even though I kind of want to keep it, I like it, but there's really no use for it. I'm in a different position right now with my father not being here. I have expenses and stuff like that, so you guys understand. But like I said, hopefully it goes to a good home. But let's fire it up. I'm gonna bring the camera in the car and you guys can see the air-fuel ratio. All right, you guys, so as you guys can tell, the exhaust sounds really good. It's got a nice deep tone to it. Now let's actually go this way, you guys. And yes, you can hear the supercharger scream. The supercharger is loud. It does sound good when you step on it or when you accelerate. Or even if you give it some gas and you blip the throttle, it sounds really good on idle. So yeah, it sounds really good, you guys. So like I said, twin screw supercharger. One thing to note is that you can actually put a much bigger supercharger from Kenny Bell. They do sell, I believe, 2 sizes bigger, which could fit on top of this motor. You would need just a different supercharger inlet plate. Other than that, like I said, you can add more horsepower by doing the exhaust system down there, putting a bigger supercharger if you guys want even more power. And you can also add water methanol injection, which was one of the things that I really wanted to do to this car. But for right now, this is pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with the power it's making. So let's go inside real quick. All right, you guys. So let's move this down. Driver's door is open. We have a air-fuel ratio of 14.9, 15.1 on idle. But when you step on it, it actually goes to about 11, 12, I believe. Like I said, I haven't driven in a while, but yeah, should go to about 12 air-fuel ratio. Let's just blip the throttle so you guys can hear it. It's warming up. Yeah, it just sounds really good, you guys. I don't know if you guys heard it, but all right, you guys, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that little tour, that little information on the Jaguar, the little history on it, the background information on it. But like I want to say to you guys, if you guys are interested in the Jaguar, it is for sale. I have it already listed on Craigslist. It will be going up on eBay. Whoever reaches out to me, hopefully you guys are serious about it. If you're very serious about it, you know, please either reach me through eBay or DM me on Instagram or send me a private message on Facebook. Whatever the case is, reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to speak to you about the car if you want a little more information than what I already mentioned in the video. But like I said, hopefully somebody who's serious about it wants it. Like I said, this can be a fun car, for anybody who, is into cars and has fast cars in the garage, like a Porsche or Trackhawk, and wants a fast street car. This is the car you want. This is an 800 horsepower. This is a one of one. You're not gonna find any car like this out there. like I said, it was one of two basically, or two of two at the time, but the build didn't go as it was planned to, and the one car in London didn't finish. So this one here did. So this is a one of one, very special car. But like I said, hopefully somebody who's serious wants it. If you're serious about it, like I said, reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to give you whatever information you need. Right now the car does not need anything. It is ready to go. It does not have a check engine light. I did not clear the check engine light on it. If it had one, I don't do stuff like that. There is no rust on this car. As you guys can tell, this is a car that sat in the garage most of the time, and it was only driven when my father took it out on nice days that it didn't rain, and was put back in the garage. Never driven in the salt, the snow. Obviously you guys would see if the car had salt on it, or was through salt, you would tell. There was no rust underneath, very clean. Like I said, fully built motor, fully built transmission, fully built rear end. It does have a different rear end ratio to accommodate for the horsepower. Other than that, the car would only need, if you're one of those guys who's looking to buy this car, the only thing I would probably add to it, which was something that I wanted to do, was add long tube headers to it. Possibly a one size up Kenny Bell supercharger, so go with a bigger supercharger from Kenny Bell. They do sell it. You would need to contact them. And water methanol injection to keep the temps even cooler. Other than that, the car doesn't really need anything. Like I said, it's ready to go. Or you can leave it as is and just enjoy it. Like I said, it's 800 horsepower. It's like 717 real world horsepower. And with nitrous, it's close to about 1,000 horsepower, about 950-ish, almost 100 horsepower. I mean, almost 1,000 horsepower. So yeah, like I said, you guys, this is my dad's car. He's not here with us anymore, and hopefully it goes to a good home. Somebody's gonna enjoy it. It will come with everything you see in the trunk, the maintainer, the speaker, the sub, whatever. You got it. You guys, whatever saw in the video, it will come with it. You guys get the car cover. If I have anything else, I'll give it to you. The car doesn't even need tires. The tires are pretty much brand new. My dad installed them last year, and the car really wasn't driven. But like I said, you guys, this is a very well, one of one, very special build. You're not gonna find a car like this anymore. I just want to stress that point out to you guys, and that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and if you guys are serious about it, hit me up. And with that being said, you know the vibes. I'm out. What's going on, you guys? As you guys can tell, I didn't want to leave you guys just yet, so I figured I'd show you guys. So move the car into the garage. The car sits in the garage. I just had put it there just for the video, but we'll move the car inside the garage, and I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna fill the system up, or fill the gas tank up with some fuel stabilizer, because I'm not sure how long the car's gonna sit in the garage. There's so many cars that I have that it's just kind of difficult to drive these cars every day. I do have another vehicle that I drive to work as a daily driver, but there's so many cars. I literally have 6 cars in the driveway that you guys do not see, like behind me right now. So it's very difficult to drive each car, you know, every single day to work. I drive it daily because where I go to work, the streets are all messed up. So I don't want to take these cars, and I don't want them to get stolen. But nevertheless, we're going to go ahead. We're going to fill the system up with some fuel stabilizer. That'll help prevent some gum up, varnish, any corrosion in the tank, stuff like that. I usually do this for any vehicle that's going to sit more than a month. Usually gasoline tends to go bad within 3 to 4 weeks, especially if it's in the tank. Now, if it's sitting inside one of those red canisters, like the 5-gallon jugs that you guys will normally find at a gas station or inside your garage, and it's stored under good conditions or under the right conditions, then it will last a little bit longer. But I'm gonna go ahead and put some fuel stabilizer in, and I'm gonna start it up. Probably it's gonna be a cold start. I know it's a little dark now. Maybe I should have done this a little bit earlier, but I'm gonna pull the car back out of the garage, and I'm gonna give you guys like a walk around and just kind of like correct some things that I said in the video that you know, needed to be corrected. For example, like the tires, I made a mistake on what kind of tires there are. So I'm just give you guys like a little walk around so you guys have a better idea of how the car actually looks, because the car cover was on the back of it, and I couldn't really give you guys like a complete walk around, because the car was like right up against the grass and up against the fence, so there wasn't really any room. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna fill this up. This tank is, I believe, 23 gallons. The fuel capacity is 23 gallons, but it has got 3/4 full or 3/4 full. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna probably put in this treats 2.5 gallons, so probably maybe till 18 gallons or so. So we're gonna fill this up real quick, and then I'll catch you guys in a little bit. All right, you guys, so I pretty much just put in the last amount that's supposed to treat 18 gallons, or in other words, 1 ounce. Yeah, 1 ounce treats 2.5 gallons. So I believe we must have like probably 18 gallons in the gas tank right now, because it's 3/4 full. So probably around there. That should be enough. I'm not gonna go too crazy. I'm not trying to treat the whole entire tank, but just enough so that it keeps the fuel fresh for a couple of extra months. So that should be enough. We're just gonna go ahead, we're gonna back it up, start it up, and give you guys a walk around. I know it's kind of dark. Maybe I might do this another time when there's sun, but yeah, I just want to show you that we put in some fuel stable. I do this on pretty much any car that tends to sit for more than a couple of weeks, or maybe 2 weeks or so. I wanted to show you guys, but yeah, put in some fuel stable. So this is how I usually maintain all the cars. So figured I'd include this clip in there for you guys so you guys can see. What's going on, you guys? So it is a week later, so it's the weekend, early in the afternoon. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna take the car cover off. I covered it up from last week, so no dust and debris in the garage, you know, falls on top of it, or if I'm walking by it, I don't want to, you know, gently rub against it with my clothes or anything like that. So it's covered. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna take the cover off, and I'm gonna bring the car out so you guys can get a better idea of how the car looks. I did have the car cover on top of it the last time I filmed the video of the car on the grass in the backyard. So I want to give you guys a better look of how the car actually looks now that we have some sunlight. And I'm going to just correct some things that I may have said wrong on camera, and just give you guys just a little better explanation as to what exactly is going on with the vehicle. So let's go ahead and we're going to take the car cover off. All right, you guys, so we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna fire it up. This is a cold start. I didn't start the car up before. This is the first time taking the cover off after a week. We'll go ahead, fire it up. It does have the fuel stabilizer in it, just so that the gas doesn't go bad. Because like I said, I don't know how long it'll be till the car sits. I will try to drive all the cars, but we have so many cars in the backyard, it's just a little difficult. So we're gonna get ahead and just fire it up, bring the car out, show you guys how it looks now that we have some real bright sunlight outside, and just give you guys a little explanation on the vehicle, and we'll just go from there. So let's grab the keys and fire it up. All right, you guys, so I'm inside the car. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Camera's out back, and you guys can see the cameras facing the back of the vehicle. So I'm inside the car. Just roll down the windows. You guys can hear it with the window rolled down, but if I roll the window up, you guys won't be able to hear as much inside the vehicle. Right now she's almost at a 14.7, 15.0 air fuel ratio, negative 20 pounds of boost. Fuel pressure's at 40%, so she's where it needs to be. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna back it out and give you guys a little walk around on how the car looks. Alright, you guys, so the car is now pulled out. I have the Jeep behind me, that's why I can't really pull it out completely, but I will walk around with the camera, gives you guys a better look on how the car looks. But right now she's sitting on, hopefully you guys can hear me, she's sitting on Michelin Pilot Sport AS 3 Plus. So this is a 275/35 ZR 19-inch tire, and it's got a forged line alloy wheel. It's black color in the center, polished aluminum all around on the lip. It's a 3-piece wheel. I believe this is a 3-piece wheel, not a 2-piece wheel. So a 3-piece wheel, very expensive rim. Just the rim alone right now as it sits is almost $4,000 to $5,000. So just one rim will run you about $5 grand. So I'm not sure what price this rim was at the time when the builder decided to order these sets of rims for this car. I'm not sure how much he paid for them at the time, but right now looking online, this wheel alone is just $5 grand. So this is a very expensive wheel. It comes from Forge Line. Forge Line is a very high quality rim company. So yeah guys, so it's got Brembo brakes all around, slotted and drilled rotors, stainless steel brake lines. It is lowered on I'm not sure if it's Arcadian lowering springs. I believe these springs were from Mina Gallery, or they could be from H&R. I'm not sure which of the two companies. I believe there were a set of springs that Mina Gallery at the time was selling. So I believe those are the springs that the actual builder of the car put on this vehicle. So like I said, it's either one of those two companies that supply lowering springs, or it could have came from the company that supplies it, called Paramount Performance. So like I said, lowered all the way around. This lip has been cut on the inside so that the wheel does not touch, and so that they could put a little bit of a larger size tire in the back. The front ones are rolled, full exhaust system. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna shut the vehicle off for you guys. All right, you guys, so we're inside the driver's seat, and this is how it looks from the back seat viewing forward. And as you guys can tell, we have a set of gauges which I want to bring to your attention. The gauge that you see, guys, here on the left is for boost, and the one on the right is for fuel pressure. These are not the gauges that I installed. These are the gauges that came with the vehicle, and the ones that were installed by the engine builder himself. This boost pressure gauge here, normally this car would hit, obviously this depends on obviously the weather, but I've seen it hit 23 psi, even up to 25 foot-pounds of boost. This car does make well over 20 foot-pounds of boost. For those who are asking, how much boost does the car make? Yes, it does make well over 20 psi of pressure. I've seen it hit anywhere between 23, 24, and even sometimes 25. Fuel pressure on the right hand gauge on startup does show 40 psi full pressure, and it does fluctuate as this is a vacuum assisted fuel pressure gauge. Like I said, you guys, I'm not sure to what PSI the fuel pressure goes to when driving the vehicle. It's been some time since I've driven the vehicle, so I do not know under full load where the fuel pressure is under full throttle or half throttle or just normal cruising around. So this, I do not know where the fuel pressure is, you know, under those three circumstances. But like I said, the car does hit anywhere between 23 to 25 foot-pounds of boost. We do normally add some octane booster in the back. We use a company called Boostane. So we do sometimes, from time to time, we'll add some Boostane into the back of the car, into the fuel tank whenever we fill up the vehicle. And it does raise the octane a bit. So we do see a little bit increase in boost pressure. And other than that, everything you see here works. The AC unit, or the AC air conditioning unit, works. The heat works on this car. The screen does work. All the lights work. The radio does work. The cassette player works. The CDs work in the back. So there's nothing wrong here with this unit. The keys are laying right here. The gear shift knob, maybe you guys have noticed, is different from stock. This is a gear shift knob from I believe, Jaguar S-Type R, or from an XJR 100. Other than that, we do have an air-fuel ratio gauge. I did not place this air-fuel ratio gauge down here. This is how it was when my father picked up the vehicle. This air-fuel ratio gauge was basically sitting inside this center console, and whenever you needed to use it or monitor air-fuel ratio, you would take it out and you would lay it here. I believe the engine builder specifically put this air-fuel ratio down here to minimize the amount of gauges that a person can see while driving the vehicle, especially when the window's down. Certain people, or certain racers with high horsepower cars, when they see the air-fuel ratio gauge and a couple other gauges, they immediately assume the car is, you know, very fast. It's got to be hooked up. It's got to be heavily modified. And for, I guess for, what's the word I'm looking for secrecy, or to be a little more on the minimalistic side and not showed so much, and to keep everything looking stealthy, that's the word I'm looking for, he decided to place everything down here, or place this specific air-fuel ratio gauge down here. Yes, it's not really a convenient location to be sitting right here, but it does do something. It does help. From time to time, you will look at it and be able to see where your air-fuel ratio is. And then this green button here is to basically release all the nitrous from the bottle straight into the engine to give you that extra whatever horsepower it is that you're looking to get. Other than that, everything here is nice and clean. The gauges look nice and clean. It does look like it came from the vehicle as is, or came from the factory as is. There's no cracks in the plastics. No cracks in the trim pieces. Nothing is broken. Everything works. This area here, I'm not sure if you guys can tell, is where the nitrous is activated. The vent does work, but it was blocked off so that hot air or cold air is not hitting the back of this unit. It is removable if you want to go ahead and remove it, but it will defeat the purpose because it was specifically put here so that they could try to push the car's horsepower limit to the limit, or push the car to its very limit. So, you know, it's here, it works. You can arm it, you can disarm it. Everything on the car works, like I said. The rings, I believe, are from Mina Gallery. They did install them from Mina Gallery. I did not install them. The engine builder installed them. Other than that, car has 37,000 miles, low mileage. Everything works. Mirror works. Everything works. Even the side view mirrors work. Does have new OEM speakers from Jagbits. I installed them myself in the doors that are open currently. Does have a big sub, or big subwoofer in the back that has the amp enclosed in it. Other than that, this is how the car looks. Just wanted to give you guys an overview of how it looks on the inside. Alright, you guys, so I figured I'd bring the camera a little bit more closer onto the left hand side of the vehicle so you guys can see. But we do have where the vent is. This is where the nitrous system is armed and disarmed. Now the vent on the back did work prior to this installation for the nitrous unit. The AC was, when I say AC, the air and the heat was coming out of this vent it's just blocked off to prevent the hot air or the cold air from hitting the back of the unit when this vent is normally not in use. So yes, it is blocked off. You can go ahead and remove this unit if you choose to, but obviously would kind of defeat the purpose, because the whole point was to try to push the car to its very limit in terms of how much horsepower they could get out of it. So it's here. If you want to use it, you can use it. If you don't want to use it, you don't have to use it, but it's here. Just wanted to show you guys and give you guys a little better angle of view. So there it is. It's here. It works, and it looks pretty sick. All right, you guys, so as you guys can tell, this is the look of the motor. This is what you're seeing right now. Just gonna back up and give you guys a view how the car sits with it lowered. The nice rims. And then when we move over here, the door is open. Carbon fiber mirrors. This is how it looks. Very clean on the inside. Yes, there's a little bit of debris and dirt, which will get vacuumed, but I'm just showing you guys how the car looks so you guys can have a better idea. We do have some very bright sunlight today. It is hot outside, and it's a perfect time to show you guys. So this is how the car looks. Like I said, the seats are in very good condition, probably excellent condition. There's no tears, no rips, no stains. And then we move back here. That's how the car sits. So it's lowered the same on the front and the back. Gas tank there. If we hit this button, we open the trunk. Car cover is here. This sub does work. It's from Roxford. It does have the controllers back here, I believe. Where did it go? Yeah, the controllers back here. So you can adjust the volume for it. Oh, the screw is loose. Alright, you guys, sorry about that. So I had to adjust the screw for the position of the subwoofer's gain, or the volume for it. So that little screw was loose, so I had to adjust it. That's why I placed the camera down, so I apologize for that. But like I said, everything is there. The sub is included with the vehicle. I'm not going to take anything out. Roxford, I believe this is a 10-inch. It's got to be a 10-inch, yeah. It's got to be a 10-inch built-in subwoofer with the amplifier. Car cover comes with it. We do have here an extra MagnaFlow X pipe, I believe. It's got to be an X pipe. Yeah, X pipe from MagnaFlow. You can use it for your vehicle or for any other vehicle of your choice, but it is included with the Jaguar. It does have one underneath, but it's in the box. You guys can use it. You cannot use it. You can throw it out, do whatever you want. You can sell it, but it will come with the vehicle. You do have a this is a Schumacher 3-amp battery charger and maintainer. Will come with the vehicle. Everything you see here will come with the vehicle as well. Stuff like this will come with the vehicle. Some fuel stabilizer, oil filter, lights, and LED for the car. Nitrous bottles here. I covered it up. I actually had bought this car, not this car cover, but this bottle cover a while ago, just so I could hide the bottle's writing on it, or the branding that's on it. So just wanted to cover it. It will come with the nitrous as well. That's how it looks. Let's just go ahead and close the trunk and show you guys how the car looks. I think the car looks really good with these rims, or these wheel setup that it has on it, with the Michelins and the black center color with the aluminum polished look. I think this look really adds to the uniqueness and style of the vehicle. So it really looks really good. Let me just open the back door for you guys. So like I said, the seats are in excellent condition. Doors are in excellent condition. No staining, no cuts, no rips, no tears, nothing of that sort. I'm going to close this door. And then just open this door for you guys. And that's how everything looks on the inside. And that's how everything looks on the back. Everything is nice and neat. There you go, you guys. Let's close the door. And this is how it looks on the inside of the hood, or on the hood open, or with the hood open, in other words. Everything has been nicely put together. It's a lot of work here. Nice job by whoever put this together. And there you go, you guys. What's going on, you guys? So we're standing by the black Jaguar, and as you guys can tell, the car looks mean inside and out. It looks absolutely phenomenal. Even the way it sits right now, it just looks so good. It looks so mean. It looks so aggressive. But it does have, like I said, you guys, it does have a great tire and wheel package on it. It does have a set of Forged line all around. It does have the color black in the center and the chrome or aluminum polished look all around on the lip. It is a 3-piece wheel. It does have a set of brand new, not even 500 miles have been put on those tires, Michelin Pilot Sport AS3 Plus. These are a high performance all season tire. Has, just by looking at it, has a ton of meat on it. Looks even brand new, honestly, you guys. No tears, no cuts, no dry rot, no punctures in the tires. Like I said, there's a lot of meat on them. It's got a 275 in the rear, and I believe this is a 255 35 ZR19. I believe the back is a 19.5 and the front is a 19. Does have a full exhaust system, you guys. Stock exhaust manifold for whoever is looking to add a little more power, wants to modify it even more. Definitely do so by adding a set of long tube headers. It will definitely free up some horsepower and make it sound a little better. It might even sound a little louder, but I'm sure it's going to sound really good with a custom set of long tube headers. But right now it sits on stock exhaust manifolds into no cats, basically downpipes, into an X-pipe center muffler in the center. Goes right over the rear axle into a set of MagnaFlow mufflers and the bigger tips out in the back of the rear bumper. Motor wise, it is a fully built motor, forged pistons, rods, bigger aftermarket camshafts, ported and polished heads. The supercharger inlet duct, I believe, is also ported and polished. Does have a aftermarket supercharger from Bell, which I believe is a 2.2 or a 2.4 liter twin screw supercharger. I know for a fact Bell does sell a larger supercharger, so you could also add even more power alongside the long tube headers if you decide to go and modify it even more. They do sell a bigger supercharger from what this one currently is, so you can get even more power out of it with whatever modifications it currently has. But like I said, it does have also a smaller supercharger pulley, a bigger crank pulley on the bottom, one step colder spark plugs, 160-degree thermostat. The intake piping is also bigger than stock, and that goes right into an aftermarket mass airflow sensor and also into an aftermarket BMC air filter. So it does have custom intake system done on it. It does have a Bosch high flow intercooler pump for the bigger intercooler, which is also aftermarket, located behind the mesh grille. It does have a built transmission, so the 5-speed transmission is built in this car, so you don't have to worry about, oh, if the transmission goes bad I have to replace it. It has good quality internal parts on the transmission. From what I remember, Dad said that this transmission is also built. Rear end has been built. I do not know the rear end ratio number, so I cannot really say what rear end number the rear end has, but it does have a different rear end ratio from stock. I'm not sure what these cars come from stock, but it has a different rear end ratio to accommodate for the power that it's putting down. Other than that, the car doesn't really need much. Actually, if you do modify it, you guys, or whoever picks up this vehicle, I think the last thing I would put on it is water methanol injection. I definitely think it will help keep the temps down even further, especially in days like today, which is really, really hot. Although the car has never overheated, I'm sure those intake temps will help even more, and it'll help create even more power. Other than that, the car can be driven on long trips, short trips, to work or from work to the car show, or just on the weekends, whether this is spring, summer, or fall. It does have some water weather, which we added on it. We have changed the oil frequently. Other than that, I mean, there's not really much to maintenance on a car that is primarily just driven on the weekends, also kept in the garage, and only has 32,000 miles. Simple stuff has been done on the inside, like the aftermarket gauges, the nitrous system, which is also on the left hand side on the vent, the air fuel ratio gauge, which is located right next to the gear shift lever. Other than that, everything works. It does come with the car cover, battery maintainer and charger, nitrous system bottle, aftermarket sub and amp, car cover, and that's pretty much it. The only thing you need to do, guys, is, or whoever picks it up, just drive it, enjoy it, and just be happy that this is a special one-on-one car, and there's nothing like this out there. And I'm just very fortunate that I was able to get my hands on it, and it was passed down to me after after my father's passing, and I'm just pretty happy that I'm able to have it in my possession. Unfortunately, as much as I love this car and I would love to keep it, I really don't have any use for it. I have so many cars behind me that you guys don't see, and I think it would be better suited to go to somebody who will enjoy it a lot more than I could at this current moment, and can be driven whenever they want, and will enjoy it and will have fun with it. But like I said, you guys, nothing wrong with it. No rust, no check engine light, there's no noises, no clunks, no nothing, none of that. This is a car ready to go, you guys. Just need the keys, hop in and go for a drive and enjoy yourself. But like I said, you guys, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna head inside, get a cold glass of water, and with that being said, you know the vibes. I'm out. What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Evan, and you know Mo's up to no good. And as you guys can tell, we have a very special car. It is right behind me, and that is my father's very rare, one of two, 2001 Jaguar XJR. So you definitely don't want to miss this. So let's get right to it, baby. What's going on, you guys? And this is going to be a very sad one. Hopefully, I don't know how I'll get over it, but I'm selling my dad's very rare, one of two prototype Jaguars. This was way back when the car was built. This was one out of two. I don't know if there's any other Jaguar like this out there, and if there is, I would be excited and pretty happy for you as the individual if you do have one in this very rare instance, that you have one that is similar to this Jaguar. But in this case, this is one of two. This is a prototype Jaguar. This has about 800 horsepower to the crank, a little bit shy of, or maybe close to 700-ish, I believe 717 rear wheel horsepower, and it does have nitrous, so it's about 1,000, close to about 1,000. I would say with the jetting that it's currently set at, it's about a 75 shot. You can update it or upgrade it to 100 shot, but she's gonna make easily 950 on nitrous. So it's gonna be a good buy. This car is for sale, and the owner is picking it up tomorrow. What's going on, you guys? So behind me is the 2001 Jaguar XJR. So I want to give you guys a little introduction or history behind the car and what exactly it is, why it's so special, and why my dad actually bought it. So my dad, being a car guy from many years ago, as a young kid, he used to race on the street, build motors in his garage or in his backyard, and he loved drag racing, and that was one thing that he was so into. And one day he was actually on eBay. He was just relaxing after work on his computer, decided to go on eBay, and he stumbled across this 2001 Jaguar XJR. At the time, he was monitoring closely the Jaguar. He saw it up for sale for quite a bit of some time, and after messaging the seller a couple of times and coming to some agreement, he ended up flying to Chicago to see the vehicle and meet with the engine builder who actually put the car together. And when he arrived there, he saw the car and he instantly fell in love with it. They went for a ride. The engine builder showed him everything about the car, told him everything about the car, and stuff that only the builder and my father knew. There's some stuff that I personally do not know. I know a good amount, but not that much, and the secrets remain obviously buried underground now, because my father did pass away around I would say 8 months now, so some of the secrets are kept with him. So anyways, He met with him. He explained to him what was done to the car, what exactly they did to it. And basically, he was a Ford mechanic at the time. He worked worked at a dealership as a Ford master technician. Him, along with some other technicians, took it upon themselves to build a car like this, put it together, and see if they could push it to its limits. Although the computer on this car is locked, they used to use locked. I'm sure many of you know that. So they got together as a team. They built the car, and it took several months. And while they were doing that, in the process, there was also another Jaguar in London, England, I believe. Hopefully I'm saying this right. And they were actually putting it together. There was also some other technicians there putting it together, but along the way it ran into some sort of issues. I'm not sure if it was budget or they couldn't get the parts. Whatever the case was, it did not complete. So this became a one of two. So after several months of putting the car together, finalizing it, it was finished, and came out perfect. They ended up taking it to the track. The engine builder took it to the track and wanted to see what it could do. They ended up actually taking the thermostat out, and they ran it on a oval track above sea level, and I believe this was around a 50-degree day and 50% humidity, and they pushed the car to its very limit. They did remove the speed limiter that was on it, and it hit with nitrous, and they only did this one time, hit nitrous 220 miles per hour. So that's what my father told me, and I was amazed just hearing the story. So hit it on the track 220, and that was a great achievement for the engine builder. After that, they pretty much just did some minor tweaks to it, finalized it, and pretty much my dad picked up the car, had it loaded onto an enclosed trailer where it traveled a couple of, or actually no, I want to say a few hours away to its new destination where it is here today. And my dad unloaded it off the trailer. Actually, they unloaded it off the trailer, parked it in the garage, and ever since then, it's been my dad's baby. He bought it in 2012 and had it since 2024. Now it's 2025, so it's been quite a bit of some time, or long time. And pretty much the car is very fast. It is lowered, and it does turn heads. And one thing I do want to mention, for those who may see this, I'm not trying to brag, I'm not trying to prove a point. I'm just trying to show you guys the car. I personally think it's really cool to show you guys so you can see a very rare occasion. Now, I'm not sure if there is another car like this out there, or if another car like this does exist. If there is, and it actually does exist, I'm happy for the owner who actually owns it. Shout out to you if you do have one just like this. But if you don't, then it is what it is. After that, pretty much you guys fucked it up. All right, you guys, as you guys saw, I did fuck it up towards the end of that little portion. That's because the dogs came outside. They needed to use the backyard. So anyways, you guys, yeah, like I said, I don't know if there's another vehicle like this. And if there is, big shout out to the owner who does own it. I really like that. I love that for you. And hopefully you keep it in such a good condition just like this one. If you don't, that's not a big deal. Like I said, I'm just showing you guys this car. I believe it's very rare. And what I did want to mention was that the car you're going to see in a little bit, if you try to copy a car like this in today's era, today in the year 2025, it's going to be very difficult to try to copy this setup. It's going to take a lot of money. Back then, it may have cost a certain amount. Now it's going to be double that, even triple, maybe even 4 times that. So the other thing you want to consider is that trying to do something like this requires a lot of knowledge, mechanical experience, and you need to know what you're doing. You cannot just slap parts on and assume it's going to work. You have to know what you're doing here. And it's also very difficult to find parts for this car because these cars are very meticulous, they're very sensitive, and certain things just don't work, you know what I mean? So I know a lot of people may see it and say, oh, I'm going to go ahead and copy it. Like I said, you can try, but it's going to be very difficult. There's a lot of money invested into this car. I don't know the exact number, but I know exactly, or have, well, I shouldn't say exactly. I have a rough idea, and it's a pretty close number to what I know in top of my head. But anyways, it's going to be very difficult. Like I said, trying to copy this is not going to be easy. There's a lot of money put into it, and this was done many, many years ago. So I just want to point that out. I know people are going to see it and say, oh, I want to copy it. Like I said, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying that it's going to be very difficult. You need to have a lot of knowledge to put something like this together. And pretty much the car is running perfectly. There's no issues with it. There's no check engine light. There's no transmission slippage. There's no rear end noise. None of that. And the car puts a lot of power down. It is a sleeper. People don't really realize it. They see the rims. If you're a car guy, maybe the rims throw it off for you, but some people see it and just assume it's got a nice pair of rims, but no, it's pretty fast. So like I said, you guys, fully built motor. Transmission has beefed up internals. It is the 5-speed Mercedes transmission with beefed up internals, and the rear end has a different rear end ratio or different rear end gears to accommodate for the power it's putting down. So it doesn't have stock gears in it, whatever the gears are. I don't remember off the top of my head. And it does have a, I don't know if it's a 15-pound bottle, 20-pound bottle. I don't know what size it is, but it's got a big bottle in the trunk for nitrous. And like I said, the car is ready to be driven, and does come with a pair of slicks that the owner is going to be picking up tomorrow. And some other stuff. Has brand new tires on it. High performance Michelin Pilot Sport 3S's or whatever it is. It does have high performance all season tires on it. Less than 300 miles on it. I would say probably 400 miles. Yeah, less than 400 miles on them. What else? Full exhaust system that my dad redid with a nice X pipe. He redid the exhaust system. He actually tucked the exhaust system a little bit higher, because where the car was parked in a different garage, the sender muffler would actually scrape, so he actually redid the whole exhaust. They did it really, really good. This car actually does not have long tube headers. You guys will see in a little bit that it doesn't have long tube headers, and that's because the engine builder at the time did not install long tube headers. I'm not sure for what reason. What was the story with that? But if you do decide in the near future to put headers on, it will add another 30 to 40 horsepower. I don't know what kind of gains it's going to get, but it's going to definitely sound good. It's going to pick up more power, but the car could benefit from a nice set of custom long tube headers. Another thing is changing the supercharger out. I know there's a bigger supercharger that you can put on this car, and it will add even more power. And then the third thing you can do to add even more power, from what my dad was telling me, was you can install methanol injection, and it's going to really help with the intake temps. It's going to make the car even faster. He does put from time to time some octane boost, and it does help raise the octane up and gives a little more power. And that's pretty much it. Hopefully I explained everything. It does have lowering springs on it, 3-piece forged line wheels, which are very expensive. Just one rim alone, I think if I remember correctly, is like around 4,000 to 5,000. So very expensive rim. What else? 3-piece forged line wheels, brand new tires, lowering springs, 6-piston Brembo brakes up front with yellow EBC brake pads, 4-piston in the rear, same setup with stainless steel brake lines and high performance yellow EBC brake pads, full exhaust system, 3.5-inch all the way back with downpipes with no cats on them. Sounds good. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I believe I'm saying everything right. If I'm missing something, I'll definitely include something. But other than that, yeah, she's really, really nice. Unfortunately, my dad passed away, you guys, I would say about 8 months ago. And I was actually contemplating putting this video up for safety reasons. I actually had put this video up of this Jaguar, yeah, like I said, 8 months ago, and somebody pulled up in front of my house, and I got a little scared, and I took the video down. You guys, if you know who I am in person, or you know where I live, please do not show up in front of my house. It's actually not the best thing to do. You can actually scare the individual, and you can give them a heart attack. You hear on the news of people getting robbed, and it's not right. If you guys want to hang out or you guys want to meet me in person, just message me if you're in my area, and we could set up a meeting and we could hang out with the cars, you know, grab some food and chat, you know what I mean? But showing up to somebody's house is not right, and I just got a little scared, so I took it down. But now that the car is actually sold and going to a new owner, I'm pretty happy. It's going to a new pair of hands and it's going to be driven and enjoyed. I figured I'd show you guys. So yeah, this car will no longer be shown on the channel. It's just a one video that I'm going to be showing you guys, and that's the video of this car right here. And that's pretty much it, you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and let's get into it. All right, you guys, so what you guys are actually seeing right now, this is my father's vehicle. This is a 2001 Jaguar XJR. This was his car. He passed away roughly 7 to 8 months ago, and this was his pride and joy. This was actually his favorite toy. And the whole story behind this is that this car is very rare, from what I've been told from my father. I'm not making stuff up. You guys will see in a bit once I get around the vehicle. But he babied this car. He loved this car. This car turned heads. It's a fully built car. It's making roughly close to 800-ish crank horsepower and about 950 on the nitrous. The jetting is about 75 horsepower. The nozzles I'm referring to about. It could be adjusted for a higher spray, but it was making 950 when they hit it on the track. I'm going to explain this in a little bit. And basically this car is sold. Very rare in my opinion. And it's sold. It actually is getting picked up early in the morning. A nice older gentleman's going to pick it up. It's going to go to a new home and he's going to enjoy it. And basically, as you guys can tell, it's got a front mount intercooler. It's got the lower grille. It's black. It looks really, really good. And if we go into the motor, you guys will see exactly what I'm talking about. It's got a fully built motor from the bottom end to the top. I'm going to give you guys a little rundown real quick. So it's got a Kenny-Bell supercharger. This is a 2.4 twin screw supercharger, powder coated, all the nice color that you see here. Poured and polished heads, aftermarket camshafts, green belt, smaller pulley up on the top. It does have a bigger crank pulley on the bottom. 160-degree thermostat, high flow Bosch intercooler pump right there. What else am I forgetting? One-step colder plugs, custom air intake system. The snout on this system has been ported and polished as well. I believe the inlet to the throttle body area has been ported and polished. Fully forged internals. I believe the crankshaft, actually, yeah, the forged crankshaft. The rods are also forged from the factory. Pistons, you name it. Bottom end of the block is built all the way to the top, poured and polished heads, you name it. There's probably a lot of stuff I'm just forgetting, but you guys can tell this is a, you know, heavily modified Jaguar. Does have a BMC aftermarket air intake system or air filter. It is lowered. You guys will see it is lowered. Has brand new everything is pretty much brand new. Like, car is super clean. So the background on this car is actually a Ford mechanic at the time who was working at a Ford dealership. Him and several other mechanics took it upon themselves to basically put the car together. It took several months, and you know, they put it together. You know, there was a big process. There was also another Jaguar in England that was also in the time frame of when this car was being built. That car was also being built at the same time, but that car also ran into some sort of issues and it never actually finished. So long story short, this car ended up getting finished. They took it to the track, an oval track. Once it finished, they obviously took the thermostat out and they ran it on the track, and with nitrous, I believe there was probably a skilled driver in the car. With nitrous, this car without the actual governor or the speed limiter enabled, they disabled it. They ran it on the oval track and it hit 220 miles per hour. So this is a big achievement for a car like this. These cars usually come with a locked ECU. So that is the story behind it, and pretty much you guys can see. It's got a lot of stuff here. So I'm going to try to show you guys. The car is very, very clean. It does have a boost gauge. It's got fuel pressure, so this car normally hits about 25 psi. Yes, it does hit 25 psi. Some days it's a little bit higher, some days maybe a little bit lower, depending on how the weather is. Fuel pressure, it's a vacuum assisted fuel pressure gauge. So yeah, you'll see this fluctuate. Pretty cool. They also light up. It's got low miles on it. Okay, this doesn't work. I put the key in, but you also have a, hopefully you guys can see, it's got an AEM air fuel ratio gauge. Pretty useful when you're monitoring the air fuel ratio. And this car normally sits around 14.6, 14.8 on idle. It does fluctuate here and there, but when you get on it, it's around 11-ish, 12, you know, around the 11-ish mark on, you know, full throttle. So yeah, this is pretty cool. It does come in handy for those who know how to use this or know how to read it. You definitely need to have one in a boosted application or any vehicle in general with high horsepower. So yeah, that is there. It does have a system here for the nitrous, so the car is nitrous equipped. It's got a whole ton of stuff here. It's got the buttons to activate it, and another system for the Delphi. This is actually, I believe, for the gauges that you guys see up in the center, which is up here. And then it also has the button. Hopefully you guys can see. It does have, sorry you guys for the light. Let me adjust the light. It does have a button right here. Hopefully you guys can see. Yeah, it's got a button right here. And then if we walk around, the seats are actually in really good condition. I know it's pretty dark, you guys. I apologize for that. And yeah, the car's clean, super, super clean. It's got a Michelin Pilot Sport. What is it? Pilot Sport AS3, whatever. It's got high performance Michelin all-season tires, 285 in the rear, and I don't know what in the front, but it's got forged line wheels, very expensive wheels. Yep, very expensive wheels. Got 6-piston Brembo brakes in the front. This is not the stock application. Stainless steel brake lines, slot and drilled rotors, high performance brake pads. I believe yellow brake pads on this bad boy and on the rear. So yeah, it's got a very expensive wheel. This wheel alone right now is about $4 to $5 grand, just one alone. This is a 3-piece rotor, I mean 3-piece wheel. Got a ton of meat in the front, brand new tires with less than probably 500 miles, maybe 300 miles on them. And this one is a 255/35 R19, so yeah, got a 19-inch wheel. The fender here is rolled, or yeah, it is rolled. So it does clear. I didn't put the car together, so that's how the wheels are. It's got MagnaFlow full exhaust system. Does have a sub in the trunk that I'd actually installed. Clean setup. It can be removed. You just unplug it from here, you guys, and it comes right out. It does have a nitrous tank, which I actually covered up. I mean, it doesn't really serve any big purpose, but yeah, nitrous tank is hooked up. It was only ran on the track once. Ever since then, it was never used. So yeah, it sits here. Owner's getting all this stuff. And very clean, you guys. The car is low miles. It's got about, I think, 36,000 miles on it. Super, super clean. Let me walk around with the light. You guys can see it does have a front mount intercooler. So I'm going to walk around one more time so you guys can get a better look of how the car looks. So there you go, you guys. You have a better view now with the light. There you go, you guys. The seats are in really, really good shape. No tears, no stains, no cuts, nothing. This was my dad's pride and joy. He took care of this. You see the paint is actually really good. It's excellent condition. This is an XJR. It does have a 3.5-inch exhaust system from the header's back. Has no cats on it. You guys can tell. Yeah, baby, this baby's clean. Oh my god. Alright, you guys, there you go. She is lowered. One more look, and then you can see it's got the Jaguar logo up there. So there you go, you guys. Alright, you guys, and as you guys can tell, there isn't really much to show. It is late at night. It is my fault for showing the car at night, but I just made the final and last minute decision to show you guys. The owner will be here early in the morning. This video may be a couple of days later for you, a couple of weeks later, or a week later. I'm not sure, but I'm going to see if I could get the owner on camera if he feels comfortable. I don't want to put anybody in an uncomfortable position, and maybe get his reaction or his views or his feedback on how the car is, how it feels, how it rides, you know, the whole 9 yards, and just hopefully have a good time with him tomorrow when he comes, and just share our experience with the car. He'll tell me some stories, and maybe we'll get everything on camera. If not, I definitely do apologize, you guys. And that's pretty much it, you guys. Hopefully you guys have a great night. It is 12 in the morning. I'm going to bed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Actually, you guys, you know the vibes. I'm out.